Some may say that my FM content sometimes isn't unique and original. Good news is today, it is unique and original because today we play in the FIFA Club World Cup. The first time on the channel, first time for me, and only about the third time for Liverpool, I'm sure, in the competition's history. But hello there, folks. Welcome to episode 8, it's got to be now, of our Liverpool FM20 bait save on Football Manager 2020, as I've just alluded to. Now, as I've just alluded to, I'm using alluded a little bit too much in this intro. We are playing in the FIFA World Cup today, starting with the FIFA World Cup, FIFA Club World Cup semi-final against CF Monterrey, Club de Football Monterrey from the Liga MX, Bancomer MX in Mexico. Now, Club World Cup, it's a competition I've never played before because I've only won the Champions League in FM once, which was with Nottingham Forest on FM15. But after that, I resigned. So I've never played in the FIFA Club World Cup, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have never seen the competition either. So, just to give a little bit of the rules, and I don't know why I'll have that cup of tea in a second. We've got the semi-final first off, which you're more automatically qualified for by winning the UEFA Champions League. There are 4 teams, obviously it's a normal semi-final thing that goes on, and then if we lose that we get to the third place playoff, but if we win it we get to the final, and if we win the whole competition we get nearly 4 million in prize money. Third place 1.92 million, loser 1.53 million, and loser of the final 2.84 million. So a bit of a money venture if you like, but we've never won this competition when we've played in it before. We did play it in 2005 when of course we famously won the Champions League against Milan, but lost to Sao Paulo, and we'd only become the second English team surprisingly to win it, and the second occasion that an English team has won it after Manchester United won it in 2008. But as you can see, and I do apologise that the light's not the greatest today. Actually that's pretty terrible. I need to sort the webcam out at some point, but yeah. Chelsea have been in the final once, we've been in the final once, but only one English winner, and that's Manchester United. How's that for quality improvement on the job? All good? Fantastic. But as I've just said, we haven't won it in our history. But I suppose before we go to the Club World Cup and fly over to Qatar, which we technically are already at because we're about to kick off, let's have a look what's happened since the last episode. Now, the last episode we played against Man City, there's been a lot of football since then. There's been a month and a half. And the reason I took that time out is, A, because I wanted a couple of days to regroup in terms of my personal life, and B, I thought it'd be a good time to have a good run. There wasn't any exceptional games going on during that period. And after our win against Man City, we went and won the next 4 matches by basically getting a cumulative score of 10-0, not conceding a goal. We beat Shakhtar Donetsk by 3 goals to 0, beat Genk by 2 goals to 0, and beat Bayern Leverkusen 6-3 after being 2-0 down 10 minutes in. Mo Salah scoring 5 goals, a bloody impressive rout. And Dejan Lovren getting one on the brink of half-time, and it was 6-3, which meant in the Champions League, we won all of our games. Pretty special feat, really, considering our group wasn't the easiest, in my opinion. Only conceded 4 goals, and that is very, very impressive. 2 1-0s, 1 2-0, 1 3-0, 1 4-1, and then ended off with that 6-3. In the league then, we did beat Sheffield United after our win against Manchester United. Solid win. Sheffield United, poor Sheffield United. They've only picked up 1 point, I think, so far this season. Really sorry for them. A goal difference of -30 already. That's shocking for them. Then we played Wolves, which I've just alluded to. We won 1-0, and it was a late goal. Milner missed a penalty a few minutes before, and it was squeaky bum time. And it's clear that our form wasn't that great, because then we went and lost to Aston Villa. Douglas Luiz scores 22 minutes in. Villa are only 18th in the league, so we thought this would be a fairly easy game, but it seemed a little bit deja vu to in real life, and I thought, come on, at the end we should be getting the goals. And it didn't happen, and we had our first league defeat since that defeat at Tottenham all the way back in August. So a really good run to get between that Tottenham game and the game at Villa. Going to comment that we still haven't lost a game at home. I don't think we've actually dropped any points at Anfield yet this season, which is pretty special. 2 draws and 3 defeats away from home, so clearly the away from home form is one we're going to have to look at. But after then, the blip didn't continue. We beat Burnley 1-0. I know you might say, well, you're not really scoring the goals, but at the end of the day, we didn't play marvellously against Burnley, but if you look at the stats, for instance, it's amazing we didn't win by more. We had 38 shots to their 2. Their defence must have done very well, with Nick Pope getting a 7.9 despite losing the match. I've mentioned Leverkusen, and the match before this, we went and beat Newcastle 2-0 by their former midfielder Wijnaldum scoring first, and Origi finishing it off to make it 2-0. So let's get into this match against Monterrey, shall we, in the Club World Cup. Just have a quick look at the Premier League standings. We're not going to go into that too much today because we're not playing in the Prem until tomorrow's episode. But we're 6 points behind Man City. Man City, of course, Still doing very well. Of course, we lost against Villa. Those are the only points we've dropped in the period. But they did draw against Bournemouth. But apart from that, they've won every game as well. Man United and Arsenal starting to drop off a little bit, as well as you could argue Chelsea. But we're 6 points behind and Tottenham are 5 points high. So we're still just down on the claws of Man City. And we lost 2 games in the first 3. So it's going to be tricky to keep up with City. But every point counts. But that's not the focus of today. The focus of today is to see if we can go and win the Club World Cup, which is what we're going to try and do. We've got Atletico Paranaense. I'll just go with Atletico, it's easier. They beat Al Sadd, which funnily enough is a club in Qatar managed by the Xavi, but they didn't get through to the final. Fabio Contrao's also there, but I think he must have been somebody that they signed in game, so I'm fairly sure he's a free agent. So I'm pretty sure it's somebody they've signed in game. As you can see, we got 12 subs, have we? We might as well use the 12 subs if we just do a quick pick without restriction, unpick positions. I didn't know we could have 12 subs. I'd just gone with what we had before, but we might as well have the 12 subs. It's not going to hurt. We're going to go with the home tactic, even though we are away from home, but it's a bit more attacking. So we're going to go with the normal team, really what you'd expect. The normal back four, Fabinho, Milner and Wijnaldum. Mane and Salah out on the wings with Firmino up front. Now, a little bit of an update how the players are getting on. I can't really complain, really. Obviously, Salah goes without saying that he's been playing well. So's Mane. Firmino scored the odd few as well. But yeah, we're certainly not doing too bad. Firmino, I don't know how many Firmino scored, actually. 6 this year. Again, not too bad. But yeah, we're doing decently. All the players doing decently. Shaqiri's recovering from an injury. But players like Oxlade-Chamberlain as well have done decently well. So we're going to tell the lads we deserve to be in the final. A little bit of a problem I have with FM when it comes to this competition is that it seems to treat it a little bit like all the others, like the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Champions League. When you get to the semi-final to final stage, and that's not a bad way to start, is it? That could be offside. I feel like it could be offside. Salah gets the goal anyway. The ref goes to VAR and it's a clear offside, so no early goal for us there, which is most unfortunate. But they ask all the questions in the press conference like they do in the Champions League and other competitions, like, are you excited to be here? You know, do you think you're going to get to the final? How are the players getting to this stage of the competition? It's like, well, we haven't played yet, so it's not like other competitions. But Mane to Milner, and Milner very nearly makes an early goal. I'm going to be a little bit complacent here. I expect to win this competition. At the end of the day, we've won the Champions League last year. We are by rights the best club in this competition. But it's funny what A, playing in Qatar in those warm conditions does to you. And B, how the other teams turn up on the day and how we're motivated as well. Good ball from Robertson to Mane over the top. Mane 1-1 with the keeper, but the Monterrey keeper saves it. But it looks like we've got the most of the game at the moment. We've had the most shots. They've had the most possession by quite a bit, but we're just going to tell the lads to stay on their feet. We don't want to do anything too stupid by either getting one of our players injured or sent off, because, yeah, if we get him injured, it just seems silly. And if they get sent off, of course, they are out for potentially what could be the final. But this is a problem Liverpool are going to have, of course, in the real life season, aren't they, in terms of the Club World Cup. But luckily, we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup, so no fixture congestion there. We've got this game today, which has been pretty uneventful at the moment, and the final or the third place playoff 2 or 3 days later, and then we've got 5 days between that and the match against Bournemouth on Boxing Day, so not too bad at all. But on the brink of half-time, it's a foul. It's a penalty. Salah put it in, and number 18 for Monterrey must have tackled Virgil van Dijk. And that, ladies and gents, is going to be a penalty. The ref is going to VAR to have a look to see whether Van Dijk's appeals are true and genuine. He's reviewing the footage. Hurtado that has committed the offence, it seems like. Is it a penalty or is it not? Which way is the ref going to rule? It is. It's penalty given. Not the best for them, really. They would have wanted to hold out till half-time, I think. We're going to watch this in director view. James Milner taking the penalty. He missed the last penalty he took against Wolves. Can he make it a bit of a redemption here? He shoots! And it's out again, but Milner shoots again. And even though he missed the original penalty, he put it in the back of the net. The defenders for Monterrey, very slow to react there. And I don't know how Milner managed to score that after beating everybody really there at the penalty, if you watch this back again. He beat the keeper and he even beat the post. Keeper didn't get a touch to it, but he went to it nice and quickly. The keeper dazed and he makes it 1-0. But nothing really that we've shown that's massively brilliant in the first half. We've been dominated in terms of possession, but as usual, We've had a lot of shots, and that is what we are trying to enforce here at Liverpool. Make sure you shoot, not necessarily shoot on sight, but get up there fairly often with quick passes. And really, this is all we need to get through to the final at the moment, it looks like. But we're an hour in. Not much has happened. I apologise for that so far. But there's still plenty of time for this game to hot up, I'm sure. A good ball through to Mane. Mane, though, dispossessed. Robertson on the wing. And he's dispossessed as well. They seem to be doing pretty decently and getting it out. But actually, I've just completely missed what the hell's happened there. I'm just looking at the ball. We could have a second penalty here. It's Miguel Leon, who has committed the offence this time, allegedly. I presume against either Mane or Firmino. They're the only ones in the vicinity, unless it's a handball of some sort. And this time, it's not a penalty. Okay, well, that was an interesting one. Didn't see at all what happened there. You guys probably see what happened. You have the benefit of rewind. I suppose I do as well, but I'm too lazy to look back at it now. We're going to make a few subs. I don't know how many subs we can make. I should really check that before we got into this game. But oh well. We'll bring Oxlade-Chamberlain on for Gini Wijnaldum, who seems to be very tired. We're going to put... We'll put Herbie Kane at right back. Doesn't really matter, does it? He can play there. It's only for 20 minutes. It won't do too much harm, I don't think. And we'll put Shaqiri as well at left wing. Just make sure we try and rest the players. Ultimately, winning this competition isn't the most important thing. Making sure that all of our players come out fit for the Premier League is the most important thing. So rotation is going to be very important. But this game's still not over yet. We'd love to win this and get through to the final. Kane into Chamberlain. Back to Fabinho. Fabinho shoots and very narrowly wide of the post. But ultimately, we are still 1-0 up. We're going to tell the lads just to push back a little bit, just positive rather than attacking. Just to make sure we do close this out. But Monterrey's certainly not out of it yet. They haven't had a shot for a long while. 2 shots they've only are the only shots they've had so far. We only need 1 good shot, though. And they could make it 1 each. So let's see what happens here. Leon on the wing. Just going to check we are recording all fine, which we are. Tickety-boo. Outlined to Pabon again. And Pabon puts it into the box for Janssen. Vincent Janssen, I recognise him. Is that Vincent Janssen playing in Mexico? It is the Vincent Janssen. Well, hang on, for 5.5 minutes. I don't know if that's what's happened in real life or not. But Vincent Janssen, anyway, one of the players I recognise. And I said it only needed 1 good shot from Monterrey to score. And as it says there, they've restored parity. Well, maybe with 60% of possession, they do deserve a goal. But it's 1 each. And it's not all over yet. It's not going to be as easy as it seems. But we haven't offered too much today, to be quite honest. We scored the penalty. Well, we didn't score the penalty, but we scored effectively from the penalty. But we've not really offered too much else. 17 shots. Obviously, we haven't offered that much from them, or else we'd be in front. Good ball, though, into Mo Salah from Andy Robertson. And as soon as we checked that Vincent Janssen signed for Monterrey, we were up the other end of the pitch. And Mo Salah's made it 2-1 to the Reds. Good, very good assist from Andy Robertson out on the left. He was, I think, serving a suspension. No, I think it was he injured. Oh, I can't remember. You don't think he was in the team in the last few episodes, but he certainly is today. It's a beautiful half volley from Mo Salah, and he makes it 2-1 to the Reds. Going to see how many subs we can use. Let's see if it grays. Oh, no. Okay, we can't make any more subs. That's fine. So only 3 subs. That's absolutely fine. A few minutes just to hold out here to get through to the final of the Club World Cup. And maybe get that nice £4 million bonus, which would be beautiful. At least a £2.5 million bonus anyway. And that is all over. We're into the final. Vincent Janssen scored for them. We're into the final, and that's fantastic. Normally, I'd be more overjoyed at getting to a final, but this is a little bit of a competition that's, whatever. As you can see, we are favourites for the competition. And in the final, we are going to be played. Even though it's got to be drawn yet, it's fairly obvious. There's only 1 opponent we can face. And Atletico are the next club we're going to face. So can we win the Club World Cup? Now, I said I wouldn't talk about the Premier League today, but a bit of good news. Man City dropped points against Newcastle. They're clearly frustrated. And 3 yellow cards for Man City. 17 shots for Man City. But Newcastle closed them out. So we owe Steve Bruce a drink, clearly, after we get back from Qatar, of course. But for the final of the FIFA Club World Cup, which we are at painful odds to win, 7-4 on, which is frightening. We are playing a bit of a weakened squad because Alexander-Arnold, Robertson and Van Dijk all need a rest. So Fabinho plays at right back. We've got Milner at left back, Wijnaldum in defensive mid. Then we've got Oxlade-Chamberlain and Lallana in the middle. Apart from that, and of course we've got Lovren playing in place of Van Dijk. Apart from that, it's the same team. So basically we've half changed it and half kept it the same. Hopefully this will be a team that's good enough to beat Atletico. If we don't, am I bothered? Not particularly, because I think the FIFA Club World Cup, let's have a look actually if there's anybody we recognise. Oh, we can't now. The FIFA Club World Cup, the Community Shield and the UEFA Super Cup is a little bit of a stupid treble really. It's a little bit of a pathetic treble. And that is the best start we could possibly had. Not. Yikes. Wijnaldum's injured after 3 minutes. What's the injury? Potential foot injury. That could mean absolutely anything. So, Chiravella's going to have to come in then in that case. Okay. Yeah, not the best start at all. This will be a bit of a silly treble. It's a little bit like if you win, well, yeah, these competitions. The Community Shield and all the little competitions. But a good start nonetheless. It's a trophy. Liverpool haven't had many of them in the last few years. So, if we could win 4 trophies, of course, including the Champions League in the space of 6 months, technically, we've 2 of those being linked to the Champions League, being this one and the UEFA Super Cup. That'd be very nice, and a great shot from Firmino. Really nicely teed up by Lovren, who's a long way forward from where you'd expect him to be. But nevertheless, we make it 1-0, which is a really important start in this FIFA Club World Cup match. And I suppose, like I alluded to at the start of the episode, it's not a competition you win very often. It's one in my many years of FM I've never played in. So it would be another achievement for me. And of course, Liverpool have never won it as well. Be a big achievement to go and win. But a lovely ball from Matip all the way through to Salah. Salah shoots. Not quite the finish. But we are threatening them. They seem a little bit out of the depth here, to be honest. 4 shots from us. Of course, there's still plenty of time. But they've had 37% possession. We are dominating in terms of that. As I've said, though, plenty of time just yet. Chamberlain on the ball. 8 wides, Fabinho's playing at right back today. Chamberlain to Fabinho. Back into Lallana, who puts it just over the line. I'll tell you what's clear. The fact that we're having to play Fabinho at right back. We need another right back. We need a bit of depth in that position. I know Klein's there, but I think from memory, Klein's out for the rest of the season. And I think we might look to move Klein on the end of the year anyway, because if he's out for another year, we just want someone who's coming into the club that is a little bit useful, a little bit, somebody who wants to impress. Klein has really had that opportunity, I think, now, and he's a little bit of an older player at Liverpool and not a new face, and he might perform very well when he comes back for the under-23s, etc., which might lead me to give him a rotational option, but we'll see how we get on. But just a bit of an observation I've made. That's a key position that we've got to improve the depth in. But great ball from Chiravella there to Mane. Mane out in the wing. Is he got him cut inside? He is, but he puts it into the Salah. It's pretty much an open goal. He does it second time. First time it was straight at the keeper and the post, but this time Sadio Mane put it into Mo Salah, and a good goal to make it 2-0. And it looks like we're well on the road to winning the FIFA Club World Cup. Without, arguably, much difficulty. I know it was a bit of squeaky bum time with that late winner against whoever we played first. Terrible, I can't think of them. Who the hell did we play first? That's embarrassing. I can't think who we played. Some Mexican team. Anyway, Salah on the edge of the box. Nearly makes it 3-0. I'm going to have to have a look at that, or else I'll get crucified in the comments now. Who did we play first? My brain has just completely gone. FC Monterrey. I knew it was a Mexican team. How odd that your brain can just go like that sometimes. Very, very strange. But we seem to be playing very well here. 13 shots. Very nearly 3-0. Could be 4. And as I said, we are well on our way. Their players look absolutely knackered. 4 or 5 of them in the 60%. And I know some of our players are a bit tired, but goodness me, not that tired. We're going to tell the lads not to be complacent. It's like any other game, despite the fact that we are looking to be the better team. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes they come out and look a lot more motivated. I think to go and lose it from this position wouldn't be great for the rest of the season. But it's not a bad badge to come home with if we can get it. FIFA Club World Cup winners. It would certainly irk Man City a little bit, I feel. Great interception, though, from Firmino. Is he going to go alone? He's going to try. Just wide. A little bit greedy there, but to be fair, people were coming in with some intensity, but there's a bit of a struggle sometimes, I suppose, for the striker if nobody else is particularly in the vicinity. But oh well, doesn't matter. We're going to have plenty more opportunities, I can assure you of that. Joel Matip. A great ball up to Salah. Lovely and lofting. Mo Salah, 1-1 with the keeper. The keeper saves. That is our 19th shot, our 9th on target. 3 clear-cut chances now. But yeah, we're doing very well. I think we are going to win this match. I had to burst the bubble and be all anticlimactic, but anticlimactic, that's the one. But we're going to bring Fabinho off now, just to give him a little bit of a rest. We'll play Kane there again and again. I don't think there's going to be too much of an issue with playing in there. But of course, we made one early substitution, which means that we can only make one more after this. At least we've still got 5 days to recuperate after this. It's not like we've got 2 days to fly back from Qatar. At least the lads have got a few days just to chill before we get back into a bit of a chaotic period with Bournemouth and Arsenal coming up in the next few days. But a very good interception there from Kane. Granted, not the best ball, but it doesn't matter. He clears his lines, and that was decent from the 21 or 22. I think he's 22, actually, Herbie Kane. But a good ball to Salah, just wide of the post. You notice a lot of these passes going out to the right, and astonishingly, I haven't said to the lads to prioritise the right-hand side. So it's clear that the lads are picking that up, even though I've not specifically told them to, which is nice to see, to make some opportunities for Mo. But 27 shots compared to their 3. As of yet, still 12 minutes left, Atletico have not offered anything, really. But that's a very, 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 very good pass from Sadio Mane to Mo Salah. Very nearly 3-0, and Firmino, I don't know how he missed that. He's about 5 yards out. Baffles me how he missed that. But it says Salah's knackered, so I think after he's played very well today, he deserves a little bit of break. We'll bring Ryan Brewster on just for a little bit of playing time for the youngster. Again, there's no point our first team players playing. They just need the rest. A little bit of a holiday to Qatar, I suppose, and it looks like, after 2 games that haven't been that hard, 33 shots, you can just see our dominance here in the final. 2 games that haven't been too hard, it looks like we're going to bring home the trophy. Milner puts it into Mane. Oh, Mane doesn't quite finish it off. 3-0, we'd definitely sign the cheque of that £4 million. But 3 minutes added time, it's got to be nearly over now. Lovren to Kane. Not Harry Kane, Herbie Kane. Lovren, lovely ball through to Firmino. 1-1 with the keeper, and still can't make it 3-0. Our lack of shot conversion, a little bit of a concern, it must be said, after having 36 shots and only converting 2 of them. That's 1 in every 80, which is a little bit of a concern. But nevertheless, it's only a matter of time now, and we should be the FIFA World Cup champions. And we are, and there we go. I don't know where the trophy presentations and all that fancy stuff's gone out of the game, because we haven't had that for any of the tournaments we've won so far this year. But yeah, congratulations, we won the tournament. It's not the biggest tournament in the world, but it's a trophy, and that is the most important thing. This famous treble, Liverpool have won the FIFA Club World Cup, UEFA Super Cup, I've got a proper brummie there, UEFA Super Cup and FA Community Shield. Not too bad at all, and 2-0 win, very, very pleasing. As you can see in the club vision, we are starting to look very, very good now. To see how we're doing this year. Granted, they're a bit disappointed with the Premier League, but apart from that, we are looking pretty good, which is great to see. Wijnaldum's only out for 2 weeks, which isn't too bad. Nearly 4 million won from that those 2 games, which isn't too shabby as well. As you can see, the new champions, the second English champions to win the competitions. The first non-Spanish to win since 2014, which of course is important. We've pleased the board in our FIFA Club World Cup win, which is great. Mane's a bit of a fitness concern. Matip played well. They all played well. And yeah, we did fairly well there. But that is going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed the FIFA Club World Cup. Our 3rd competition win. We could still win 6 this year, which is just ridiculous. But I'm sure we won't. You just never know, do you? But it won't be long till we are back, because we've got a pretty important period. I mean, just look at that December. 2, 4, 9 games. It's going to be even worse in real life. I feel for Klopp. But we're going to be back for the Arsenal and Everton game. 2 home games that are going to be massive in our season. Again, with Manchester City dropping 2 points against Newcastle. The pressure's on them a little bit to start performing. And I think these next few games are going to be huge for the title race. Of course, after that, probably be back for Manchester United and Tottenham. And by the way, we had a great draw in the first knockout leg. I don't know how Bayern Munich was second in their group. With 4 teams to go, Atalanta come out, and I thought, oh, we're going to be let off here. We're going to get Atalanta. We didn't, and then when I saw who come out the draw, my face just dropped. So we're playing against Bayern Munich. We had to play against them, I think, in the round of 16 last year to get to the final. But what a mighty match of 2 titans coming up in that Champions League. But that's not for a while yet. And we'll be back tomorrow with the next episode with Arsenal Everton. Apologies about it being, I think it's just the one day we've had without an episode. I was at work a little bit earlier yesterday morning from 6 till 5. So I had a little bit of a longer day, hence why I couldn't record any content yesterday. But we are back today, and we should be back to normal service. If you did enjoy that load, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for daily FM20 content on the beta. But apart from that, thank you very much for your company today, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.